Blackhawks lose 3-2 to the Vancouver Canucks in a shootout. And really, this game felt like a lot of, if you watched the Bears Commanders Monday night game, it felt a lot like that game, except the Blackhawks weren't able to come out with the win and overcome the referees like the Bears did. That was really the main storyline in this one. Tyler Bertuzzi's third period goal was waved off for apparent goaltender interference when really there was no goaltender interference there, and it was after a lengthy review. So really a lot of questions from everybody. Even on the Vancouver bench, there was a lot of confusion on why that was waved off. I mean, they weren't mad at it, but just overall, kind of when both teams agree it's a bad call and it probably should have been a goal, that kind of tells the whole story. So, I'm not going to ramble on about that one call or anything, but then after that, there was a questionable penalty to Connor Bedard on what was called a hold that really didn't look like anything there, and that was with 2 minutes left in a tie game. Just really sloppy officiating tonight overall. I'm not going to harp on that again too much, but that definitely kind of robbed the Blackhawks of a win there. If that Bertuzzi goal counts, I feel pretty confident that they pulled out the win in this one. But we'll rewind here. Heading into this game, really the main game script heading in, as we had the same lineup from last game, was really involving and surrounding Jason Dickinson. The Canucks, we felt like there may be a fight and some pushback from the Canucks targeted towards Dickinson in this one because of a hit Dickinson made on Philip Hedl in the Blackhawks-Canucks game last March in Vancouver. But nothing actually ended up happening in that one, so I guess it was all talk from Vancouver. Another storyline, though, surrounding Jason Dickinson in this game was a little bit of an injury scare. End of the second period, he took an open ice hit. Wasn't like a crazy big hit, didn't look like anything too abnormal, but he went right to the locker room, did return and played the third period and the rest of this game. But that's going to be a situation to monitor moving forward here, because we know Dickinson got bumped in the Boston game, left that game, and was out for a game before returning much faster than was expected. So potentially them not rushing him back, but Dickinson getting back in the lineup sooner than expected. Maybe he's playing through something and may have re-aggravated that. So that's going to be a situation to monitor. But I do want to go through the game script in this one. Again, Blackhawks lose 3-2, but they came out and got 2 goals in the first period. They had 2 goals. One by Ryan Donato on the power play to open the scoring. It was a really nice cross-ice feed, backdoor feed from Andre Burakovsky to Ryan Donato to open the scoring. And then Tyler Bertuzzi got one, what should have been one of 2 in this game, but got his second of the season also in the first period off a really strong offensive zone shift from the Blackhawks. Sam Renzel kind of got a shot towards the net, was looking for Burakovsky backdoor, which was a really nice feed from him. Bedard took the puck and flicked a no-look backhand shot that was heading for the top corner. That was kind of a crazy little low-key standout for me from this one. And then Bertuzzi ended up scoring on that shift. So it was a pretty strong first period for the Blackhawks. It wasn't like a crazy eventful one. They weren't necessarily dominating play the whole period, but they definitely won the period, and that was apparent on the scorecard as they were up 2-0 after the first. But then Vancouver responded in the second, put up 2 of their own, and heading into the third, it was a 2-2 hockey game, which led us into the third period, which was another strong period for the Blackhawks, and really the period that they should have won the game on. But they played strong overall, generated some quality chances, and then also finished the period really strong as they were on the penalty kill twice in the last 6 minutes of this game and killed off both penalties to push it to overtime and get a point. Overtime was pretty boring. It was just felt like a puck possession battle. No one really generated too many high-quality chances, and it pushed things into a shootout where it was, Kevin Lankinen real sharp in the shootout for the Canucks, stopped Bedard and Nazar on quality shots, and Turbo and Donato also were stopped. So 4 attempts, no goals in the shootout for the Blackhawks. Obviously not a recipe for success there, as Brock Besser on the 4th shootout attempt for the Canucks won the game for them, and it ended as a 3-2 final. Really, again, can't complain too much about the Blackhawks in this game. They put together another really strong effort, another fun game to watch, and another one where it feels like, man, they were really, really close to winning this game. This is now their 4th loss of the season, and their 4th 1-goal game loss of the season, and their 2nd overtime/shootout loss. So every game that they've lost, they've played really strong in and kept this game really close and kept it to the point where they could legitimately be, have a one loss team or really a no loss team at this point. So they've just been playing really solid games and really putting together good efforts and been very, very competitive in these games. It's been really fun and a really breath of fresh air to watch this team do. They do keep the record 500 at the very least. There is a silver lining. They do push this one to OT and get a point out of it, and it was a really strong effort in this one and one to build on. Looking at the box score, Connor Bedard led all Blackhawks forwards and all Blackhawks skaters for that matter with 25 minutes of ice time in this one on the Vancouver, and Quinn Hughes had over 30 minutes for the Canucks. Tyler Bertuzzi, I thought he had his best game of the season tonight, had a goal, could have been two, and really just overall played really, really well. He was very, very noticeable tonight, had 6 shots and 3 hits, and it led to a promotion to the top line with Connor Bedard and Andre Burakovsky for the third period. Bertuzzi was up there. Doc got moved down. Lucas Reichel actually also jumped in the lineup to the second line to fill Bertuzzi's spot. So there was a little bit of lineup shuffling in the third period. I think Bedard and Nazar got some shifts together. It's kind of like that McDavid-Draisaitl duo where they pair them together when they need some offense late in games. So that's kind of all fun signs to see, good signs to see. Didn't feel like Colton Dach was too impactful in this one, so I wasn't too surprised to see him move down, but not necessarily like a terrible thing for Dach. I don't think it was because he was playing so bad. I think it was just because Bertuzzi was having a really strong game and they were looking for that goal to take the lead. Mikheyev and Dickinson both were at around 20 minutes of ice time, which you don't usually see from your third line. Mikheyev had 5 shots in this one, and these two were just really, really good again. They've been really, really good all season, shutting down the team's top line and being really strong on the penalty kill. The Blackhawks had some huge penalty kills down the stretch, and Mikheyev and Dickinson were large parts of that. And then Spencer Knight, really, really good. Again, stopped 30 of 32. And this one really stinks that they couldn't pull out a win for him because he really deserved it. He's been unreal to start this season. Been putting together really, really good performances. Definitely deserves more than the one win that he has. But I guess that's just how it goes for now. Hopefully, eventually, things will even out if he keeps up this play and he'll start getting a lot more wins. Another thing of note from the box score, Blackhawks won 58% of draws, I believe, for the second game in a row. It's at least the second game where they won pretty significantly in the face-off circle. Jason Dickinson just really, really helps with that. You see his impact in the last 2 games they've had Dickinson. They've won the face-off battle in that one game. I think it was the Montreal game, if I remember correctly. They didn't have Dickinson. They got blown out in the face-off circle. Tyler Bertuzzi, actually, I should mention him if I'm mentioning face-offs. I think there was a point he had won 5 of 7. Yeah, he won 77% of his draws on a pretty high number. So that was a real good game for Bertuzzi. Just another reason why it was such a good game for Bertuzzi in this one. So a lot of positives from this game overall. Just obviously kind of sucks with the results. Interested to see what the takeaways are on Twitter from you guys. Again, at Blackhawks Focus. After every game, check there, leave a takeaway, and I'll read it in the video. And yeah, the first one is explicit. I can't even read that one. Refs robbed us, genuinely robbed by the refs. 0 interference on Bert's goal. Should have counted. Yeah, I don't know how that one was waved off. And it feels like that's going to be most of the takeaways here. Let's see. Decent game overall. Second period was a bad one, but they kept fighting until the end in the third and almost won the game. But Bertuzzi's goal was wrongfully overturned. And shootout sucked. Knight made incredible saves all game. Yeah, good game from Knight. Second period actually wasn't terrible. I think they only, I don't know how many exactly. Actually, yeah, it was only 4 shots for Vancouver in the second period. The problem was just 2 of them went in. The Blackhawks outshot them 10-2. So it wasn't a terrible period. It was just mostly a bad period on the score sheet for them. Hawks' biggest concern or area of concern right now is getting the puck out of their zone. Too many times they try the same up boards pass for the Canucks to pinch in and to disrupt the breakout. Yeah, that's interesting. That's something that I kind of need to zone in on a little bit more, and I probably will here for the next couple games because, that's just something that could get cleaned up. As one potential critique is that the Blackhawks can be a little bit predictable sometimes, whether it's on their breakouts or on their zone entries. They usually peel back and cycle. That was really apparent last year, where it felt like every single time the other team already knew what the Blackhawks were going to try to do in the offensive zone. Now they have a lot more creativity on the team, and there's a new system in place, so it hasn't been as bad this year. But I'll take your word for it that there probably were a couple bad turnovers in this one. Renzel was great for most of the game, and Knight was solid. Yeah, Renzel had around 20 minutes of ice time, was out there in overtime, was out there in all situations. He was good. Knight was very good. OT was a mess. OT, yeah, was kind of just a puck possession battle. Wasn't the most fun one, but Dart and Nazar kind of got stuck out there for an extended period of time defending, which obviously is not ideal. Hawks screwed by the refs. Yep. Oh, can't read that one. 2 bogus penalties, and yep, one of the worst calls I've seen. Oh, can't read. Okay, yeah, a lot of angry Blackhawks fans for good reason. I get it for sure, but just can't read those takeaways out loud. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this post game recap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Blackhawks back in action on Sunday. Yeah, I'll see you then.